Hey everyone, welcome back to Your English Journey. I'm Emma, your host, and today we're diving into a topic that hits close to home for so many English learners.
Hey folks, I'm Leo, and we're talking about something that affects almost every learner at some point: fear. More specifically, the fear of speaking English out loud.
Yep, that nervous feeling in your chest, the sweaty palms, the racing heart when someone says, "Can you introduce yourself in English?"
We've both seen it. And honestly, we've both felt it, whether learning another language or just speaking in front of people.
So today we're going to explore where that fear comes from, why it's so common, and what you can do to beat it, step by step.
Let's start with this. Fear is not a sign that you're bad at English. It's a sign that you care.
Exactly. You care about being understood. You care about sounding clear. And that's great.
But sometimes that caring turns into pressure. We start to think, if I make a mistake, they'll laugh. Or, they won't understand me.
And that fear builds a wall. Suddenly, your words get stuck in your throat.
But here's the thing. Most people aren't judging. They're just happy you're trying.
Right. The real enemy isn't your accent or your grammar. It's the voice in your head saying, "Don't speak."
And that voice, you can train it. You can turn it into, let's give it a shot.
Let's say this clearly. Almost everyone is afraid to speak English at first.
Yes, I've had students from every background, from teens to professionals, tell me they're scared.
And it doesn't mean you're weak. It just means you're learning something new. New things feel scary.
Even native speakers feel nervous when they give a speech. Fear is human.
So give yourself grace. If you're scared to speak, that just means you're stepping out of your comfort zone. And that's where growth happens.
And honestly, the people you're talking to, they've probably been in your shoes too.
Exactly. It's a shared experience more than we realize.
Let's talk about judgment. A lot of learners fear they'll sound silly or wrong.
But guess what? People don't notice your small mistakes as much as you think.
Most people are just focused on the message, what you're saying, not how perfect it sounds.
And if someone does laugh or act rude, that says more about them than about you.
The majority of people appreciate the effort. They'll be impressed that you're speaking another language.
So don't let imagined judgment stop you from real progress.
Besides, making mistakes means you're doing the work. You're putting yourself out there. That's brave. Okay, let's get into some tips. What can you do to reduce that fear?
First, practice in private. Talk to yourself in English at home. No pressure, no audience.
Yes. Describe what you're doing. I'm brushing my teeth. I'm making coffee. Get used to hearing your own voice in English.
Second, record yourself. I know it feels awkward, but it helps you hear your progress.
And third, start with low-pressure conversations. Chat with a language partner or a friend who's also learning.
And don't be afraid to pause. Say, "Let me think," or "Can I say that again?" That's totally normal.
The more you do it, the easier it feels. Kind of like riding a bike.
Yes. At first you wobble, but after some practice, it just flows.
One of the biggest tools you have is your mindset.
Absolutely. Instead of thinking, "I might mess up," start thinking, "Every time I speak, I improve."
Make speaking a learning opportunity, not a performance.
Exactly. It's not a test. It's practice. Real-life practice.
And remember, mistakes aren't failures. They're evidence that you're learning something real.
The goal isn't to sound perfect. The goal is to connect with people.
Shift from what if I fail to what if I grow? That little shift changes everything. Here's a wild idea. What if your fear could actually help you?
Ooh, I like that. Because fear means energy, and energy can be powerful.
Instead of fighting it, use it. Turn that nervous energy into focus, into motivation.
Before you speak, take a deep breath. Say to yourself, "This is part of my journey. I can do this."
And then speak, even if your voice shakes a little. That's courage.
And courage always leads to confidence.
I like to say, feel the fear and speak anyway.
Yes, that's where the magic happens. Let's wrap up with some helpful words from today.
Judgment. Meaning, what people think about you or your actions. Example, I was scared of speaking because I feared judgment.
Grace. Meaning, kindness you give to yourself or others. Example, I gave myself grace when I made a mistake in class.
Mindset. Meaning, the way you think about something. Example, I changed my mindset from fear to confidence.
Courage. Meaning, doing something even when it's scary. Example, speaking English in front of the class took courage.
Motivation. Meaning, the reason you want to do something. Example, my motivation for learning English is to travel the world.
Comfort zone. Meaning, a situation where you feel safe and in control. Example, I had to leave my comfort zone to start speaking English.
Fear is a normal part of learning, but it doesn't have to control you.
You're stronger than you think. And every time you speak, you're building something amazing.
So speak up, even if it's not perfect, even if it's hard.
We're cheering for you, and we believe in your voice.
If you found this episode helpful, please like, share, and subscribe. It really helps support the show and lets us keep creating for learners like you. See you next time on Your English Journey.